morning once again, everyone. We're here standing to let everyone know that Paterson is not a dumping ground, nor is it Gilligan's Island. Last week on Keene Street, we towed a boat, and today here on Bergen, we will be towing 2 more. Behind us is the Happy Hooker. Some might call it the Love Boat. Well, that ship is about to sail really soon. And this is all a part of Operation Clean Sweep, which is what my administration launched last year to address illegal dumping. And we will have updates as far as cameras that will be coming in to make sure that we identify who the violators are and make sure they are penalized. We also want to inform the public that in one day in court, $15,000 of fines were assessed to people for illegal dumping. So it is a serious situation that is not exclusive to our city, but we are taking the appropriate law enforcement action aligned with the Department of Public Works to make sure that we crack down on illegal dumping. So at this time, I'm going to call forward our Corporation Counsel to elaborate on the penalties that will be assessed to those that will be identified and ultimately made to pay the price for their illegal actions. Amen Abushi.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor, and thank you all for being here today. Dumping is a problem in our city, and we're taking it seriously. Thanks to the leadership of Council President Mendez and the men and women standing behind me, including DPW, we amended our ordinance to raise the fine to upwards of $10,000 per violation for dumping. The residents in this great city deserve better. There are means to lawfully dispose of your garbage and things that you don't need. And if we catch you, and we will catch you dumping, we will seek the maximum fine of $10,000. I will continue to work with the administration and the city council, as well as the department heads, to ensure that we are tracking these individuals, we are catching them and holding them accountable, and we'll continue to do so. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Corporation Counsel, we really appreciate your leadership. We really appreciate the fact that our city council has supported an initiative to really make these malefactors pay for the crimes they're committing, unfortunately, to neighborhoods like this one here in Bergen. At this time, I'm going to call forward, since we're on the subject of law enforcement, our officer in charge, Patrick Murray.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. As the Mayor said, the Paterson Police Department will continue to work with the administration, the Department of Public Works, and all other city agencies to identify those who are responsible for not only the illegal dumping, but the other quality of life issues that affect the residents of Paterson. The residents of Paterson deserve nothing less than to have their city clean and quality of life issues dealt with so that they can go about their daily lives in a peaceful and normal fashion. So, Mayor, we're going to continue to work with you, as I said, to identify these illegal dumpers and work along with DPW Director and all the other city agencies. Thank you.
Thank you, Officer in Charge. Also, to the members of the general public, those that are viewing on our social media sites, I want to let you know there are notorious areas that have unfortunately been victimized by illegal dumping, particularly Peach and Plum. That property is owned by the Department of Transportation. I've reached out to their leadership. They're going to make sure not only is it clean, but they erect a barrier to prevent future illegal dumping in that area. Also, Oliver Street is another notorious site for illegal dumping. Again, owned by the Department of Transportation, and we're holding them accountable to make sure that they not only clean up their site, but also have a barrier to preclude people from dumping going forward. At this time, I'm going to call forward our Director of the Department of Public Works, Billy Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to say I appreciate the collaboration we have throughout the city with all the departments together, working on this dumping issue we have in our city. This press conference shows that we're not standing for it no more. We will do anything in our power to make sure our city is clean for our residents. They deserve it. Today we'll be taking 2 boats out of here. Last week we took a boat out of King Street and Summer Street, our most notorious dumping ground, and we cleaned up the area. Wednesday we'll be back down here doing a total cleanup of the lot, the street, and anything else that comes down here. Just want to let everybody know that we won't be standing for it no more. We are going to prosecute to the full extent of the law, and keep Paterson clean. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And keeping Paterson clean starts with you. So everybody plays a role in making sure that Paterson is clean. And like I stated before, it is a constant battle keeping our city clean, but we are going to continue to fight. In fact, we went to Camden and met with our counterparts last week to learn best practices relative to how they have cracked down on illegal dumping. And in the near future, you will see some of those proven practices in Camden implemented here in the city of Paterson. Speaking of which, we referred, or should I say, our corporation council alluded to our council president earlier and what they can do legislatively. We'd like to hear from our council president this time, Alex Mendez.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Good morning. As you heard before from our corporation council, we took action immediately at the city council, and I introduced the amendment of the legislation to increase the fine to up to $10,000 for those people that are coming into our city, dumping garbage everywhere. Dumping is a real problem. We're spending thousands of dollars in our public work, cleaning those sites. We just recently cleaned Alabama Avenue this morning. We have a group of men and women from our public work cleaning that area. So we need your help. If you see something, say something. If you see people coming into our city, dumping garbage, construction debris of any kind of material, please call our police department. You see our police department, our chief and the leadership is behind us working together. We're working together on this matter because it's affecting the entire city. Paterson have to be clean, and Paterson is not a dumping ground. We all working together to stop people from coming to our city and dumping garbage into our community. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, like we stated before, keeping our community clean is a constant struggle, but we're taking a multi-pronged approach. It requires all branches of government, executive, legislative, judiciary. So we appreciate the fact that we are aligning our efforts, whether it's public works or public safety. We want to make sure the public knows that we're taking this matter very seriously. And if I can reiterate, Paterson is not a dumping ground. And with all these boats that have flooded our city, it's not Gilligan's Island either. Thank you, and I'll now open the floor for questions.
What does it do?
Scott, I knew you were going to ask.
What does it do to quality of life in the city?
Well, it'll improve the quality of life in the city, and it sends a message that we will not tolerate illegal dumping in our city. And it's pretty brazen. I think our corporation council would agree, and if he wants to also elaborate, it's brazen just to dump a boat somewhere. And 2, no less. And then the one that our DPW director alluded to earlier on Keene and Summer, which is
how
a
does
little
the
bit larger.
dumping itself affect the quality of life?
Well, there's a couple of reasons I can give you. One, it sends the wrong message to the residents, right? Like, okay, wait a minute. I take pride in where I live, but people feel like they can just dump a boat in the middle of my neighborhood. And second, it also says that, well, what are we doing as a city? And now we're telling those residents, as a city, we are going to seriously address these issues. Whatever's dumped in our city, we're not going to take that anymore.
Mayor, one of the
Nick.
guys who works around this area says that one of those boats has been there for well over a year. What took so long?
Well, part of the problem is we used to crush the boats ourselves internally. So now we've identified a company that can do it for us. So now that last week we set a precedent, we're going to follow through and have these boats crushed at the same company. So that was part of the issue. If you want to elaborate, Director, or you could just confirm that's the case, that we used to be able to do it in-house, and we don't have that capability anymore.
Not just boats, but tires, the trash,
Yeah.
construction debris, this stuff. A year ago, this stuff was floating around because the water was 3-4 feet high. What took so long to clean it up?
Well, part of the issue here is the equipment, and we have been receiving equipment now, and we are expecting to have the bandwidth to address large-scale illegal dumping of this kind that's behind me right now.
I know.
So it's unfortunate it took that amount of time, but we're here now, and it's going to get done.
I know a couple years ago you were installing cameras to catch illegal dumpers. Is there one on this block by any chance, or?
No, there isn't. But I probably wouldn't tell you if there was anyway.
Fair enough.
Was that a good answer? Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you asked that.
Where are these dumpers coming from?
Well, we did identify the dumper from last week, or whom we believe could potentially be, and he was not from the city of Paterson. So these people are coming from, well, at least in that one instance with the boat. Yes, New Jersey. When we met with our counterparts in Camden, a number of their illegal dumpers were coming from Philadelphia because all they had to do was cross the bridge. So it could be people from New York, nothing against people from New York. And it could be from other towns, of course. But primarily New York. No, it's not New York. You guys are from New York.
From the law enforcement perspective, is it easier to identify, let's say, a boat more so than a tire because of the registration?
Yes, correct. The first thing
New
that
York
the
registration
officer in
number.
charge said when I called him, he said there's going to be a registration, a VIN number.
Can we ask you?
Yeah,
about
sure.
that? Is that okay?
Because they can remove.
Can you talk about identifying a boat versus, let's say, an old tire because of the registration number?
Correct. Boats, just like motor vehicles that are manufactured, do have vehicle identification VIN numbers. So all it takes is running the serial numbers through the state database to identify the last registered owner of that particular boat.
It's a brazen crime, though.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Any other questions? Okay. Well,
I have one question.
yes.
Why the government, before coming here, he lied to the community, he lied to you. He said he give support to the community, and he never come and he never give support. I try call the government, I call you up in Paris, and he try helping to me, and the government do nothing. Talking about that too, but the government not helping to you, but fixing the problem, the situation in Newark. And here in Paris, so nobody helping to you.
He's referring, the governor was here last year when Bergen was flooded. And I'm not quite sure exactly what the governor said to him, but we can follow up with the governor.
He gave me a business card, but he said, talking to my guy, I call a lot of time, nobody listen to me, and nobody do nothing about the government. Everybody say, oh, the problem they made in Paris. So I know that's not your problem here.
Thanks.
You don't got support for the government.
Appreciate
you
that.
can do nothing.
Thank you. Javier and I will follow up with you right after this press conference.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so you are about to witness live 2 boats getting towed from Paterson. Those ships are about to sail right now. Thank you.